Constance,
Tina,
national competitor for Jiu-Jitsu,
founder of Ouioats.
Wow, Singapore is so stressful, man.
and told my mom that the reason why I wasn't doing well was because I put on weight. Unconditional love is a lot easier in the right conditions.
Ugliest in my house.
Oh, don't say
Subjective,
that.
guys.
Yeah,
Subjective.
crazy.
Maybe you guys can drop in for a workout and then have
Right,
that's the food.
right.
Yeah.
I've been to Mongolia.
Oh.
I don't like Mongolian food.
That's right. Yeah, on the line, Constance, I do believe you've mentioned quite a fair bit about how Tina has helped you with your ordeal with eating disorders. You want to talk a little bit about that, Tina?
So I moved to Singapore about 3 years ago, and then I think I realized that there are not that many healthy breakfast options, and oats has always been a big part of my life. So I think not having many options here kind of sparked an idea that kickstarted the whole journey of me starting Ouioats. So my mission is to eliminate the friction between people and healthy food choices by making food that is accessible, healthy, and delicious. So I think creating something healthy for people is an opportunity for me to have a positive impact on others and the environment. So yeah, so I started out Ouioats as a home-based business, and it's my side hustle. I have a full-time job. So I recently have my first physical shop. It's not a home-based business anymore. I partner
Awesome.
with the gym, Dare Training Club.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so like I feel like just making people feel good after eating Ouioats, like mentally or physically, just hearing all the feedback really motivates me to want to do more every day. Like, for example, Constance, right? Like, she always share with me how she feels good. Like, it helped her a lot in her eating journey. So I think that kind of feedback just always motivates me want to do more and just helping people.
Right.
Yeah.
I think from the sort of the outset of your startup, there may have been one of the problems would definitely be people having this impression that healthy equals to doesn't taste as good. You know, for sure. So how do you think you've been able to bridge that gap?
Yeah, so that's really the stereotype,
Yeah.
I would say. So like, for example, before starting Ouioats, I was doing some market research just to ask people how they feel about oats, because I'm not sure whether people would accept or want to try out oats. So like, yeah, most people do say like, oh, oats is like kind of bland. Like I've had that when I was a kid growing up. But for me, it's different because I've always liked to explore different recipes. So like my oats, it's not bland. So like, it's
really not.
Just
It's really not.
So
Constance can speak for her, yeah?
yeah, so that's
good.
why I have like matcha, black sesame, dark chocolate, peanut butter flavors. So like I want to use like as minimal ingredients as possible, but then I want to maximize my flavors as well.
Right.
So yeah, so for me, like healthy food is really not bland. Like as long as they are like whole foods, clean ingredients, you can definitely create very flavorful food as well.
Okay. I'm actually looking forward to try that. Where is your store?
It's at Harbourfront. It's at Keppel Bay Tower. Yeah.
Maybe you guys can drop in for a workout
Yeah.
and then have
Right,
that's the food
right.
experience.
Yeah.
Right.
It's the food experience.
Why don't I just wake up, eat an orange, and then I'll run there?
No, but that's the full experience. Like you work out and then you eat Ouioats, you know? Like
Does
it's
it-
literally what I do every day.
Does it
Yeah.
actually like sort of regenerate you? Do you actually feel refreshed?
Yes,
and-
because I feel like, okay, for me, I grew up eating oats too, but not in the way that Tina makes
Yeah,
it. Like
yeah.
my mom makes it, but it's horrible.
Oh.
Like
Shut up.
Shout out to my horrible mom. It's cooking. No, not cooking, but just the oats part. What my mom do is like the warm oats where she puts egg inside. Just
Whoa.
like savory.
Hold up.
yeah, savory oats, but it's like it's just not for me. Okay, maybe some people like it, but it's just not
Okay.
for me. It's just like warm, and then imagine like she's like in the head. It's like okay, that oats are good for like my girls, but like let's add some protein in it, and then she just cracks an egg inside. It's like that kind of thinking, you know.
Put some whey powder.
Yeah, so it's just not me. Yeah, so like after all that eating disorder thing, you know, eating healthy is something that I've grew a passion for. Like, how do I feel full? Because the only time I'm happy, you know, I realize is when I'm full. But I don't feel full to the extent where like it's like a food coma. because
Okay.
that's the worst,
Yeah.
you can ever have for me. So I like to feel full but clean.
Okay.
Like I just fooled myself in the most nutritious
Okay,
manner.
okay.
And that's how I feel when I eat Ouioats, where like it's like it keeps me full, it's clean and it's flavorful.
Yeah.
It has all of my favorite like I'm always telling Tina like what ingredients I like, and then she just adds them for me and everything. And it's all clean and healthy, and that's why I love it.
Does it
Yeah.
fulfill all the macros, especially the protein part?
Yeah,
How-
for
in-
sure.
For
Because
which,
that's for Tina.
which
not
food?
Tina.
Which food will
Protein.
Yeah,
So
for protein.
I have the option for people to add in protein.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean it's optional. So, but if you do add protein, there will be at least 20 grams of protein. Yeah.
Okay. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
and
like
oats is very filling. So
very
that's-
filling,
yeah.
but it doesn't leave you feeling heavy like
Mhm.
after like maybe pizza, for example.
But I like the pizza.
yeah. No, like for me, I love pizza. Like I
Yeah.
love Italian food. It's like I can eat pasta all day every day, but it doesn't really leave me feeling good. So it's like a breakfast food, right? Like I don't eat pasta for
Yeah,
breakfast, right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
like imagine like the best day for me would be training in the morning and getting my Ouioats in, and then training in the afternoon and having dinner. Yeah.
Okay.
So like and like again, just like a workout, how you eat, how I eat, how I replenish myself after a workout sets
The
The
tone
tone
for the
for
day.
the
Right?
day.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's literally like the hit, the tagline. Yeah, sets the tone for the day, and I feel good, and it's just the best thing, and it keeps my energy levels up too.
Mm.
Yeah, and like for oats, usually like I love almond butter, so that's also like protein. I love fruits on it. She makes her own granola,
Mhm.
like homemade granola. All the
Wow.
granolas that people eat at Ouioats is all made by
Awesome.
Tina, and like it's literally something that she's like mastering.
Thank you.
Like she masters in making the best granolas. Oh my god, it smells like cake sometimes in the gym because she has like an oven at the back office.
Sick.
Yeah. So like one thing I really admire about Tina is like she just makes it work. She's just so capable, like a lady boss and everything. And I mean, like thankfully, like I've been there since day one when she showed me like she told me about this idea of Ouioats and how she want to like bring it to life. Remember?
Yeah,
I was
I
at the
literally
house.
showed her like a business plan.
Yeah,
Yeah, like a business plan. She's like, do you think it's gonna work? And then she's like, all the aesthetics and everything. And I was like, yeah, like go for it. And like, just to watch it like brought to life now and having her own physical store, it's just really inspiring also.
Yeah.
Like woman to woman,
Yeah.
So it's just, yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Most people actually just stop at the business plan. They fail to actually make it come into fruition. But yeah, congratulations on the store, especially. We'll put a link down below.
Sure,
Somewhere,
of course, of course. My mom always made like warm oats as well.
Yeah, I
No
actually
goals.
grew up eating warm oats as well. But the cold one is just more versatile. Like you can do a lot of flavors into it, and then you can leave it
It's
in
like a
the
meal
fridge
prep.
for like 2
Right.
3 days.
I've
Yeah.
never eaten oats in my life. Just
Oh,
saying.
really?
Yeah.
Actually,
I can't
yeah, a
wait to
lot
try.
of people here that I met, they never
I'm
had
actually
oats
pretty
before.
shocked.
And some of my
Pretty shocked.
customers, they actually never had oats before, and they've just basically fallen in love
Yeah.
with my oats. So
Awesome.
yeah.
Well, I mean, if people say oats, like you instantly think of grandma food,
Yeah.
right? Don't you think so?
Right.
Yeah.
Not
But-
until you taste Tina's oats.
But yeah, I feel like you can just really think of it as a acai bowl. It's just the base is not acai, but it's oats. Yeah.
Splendid.
Okay.
We'll just move on to some casual questions.
Yes.
I heard recently you've been to Las Vegas.
Yes.
What's your favorite country? Do you travel a lot? Or?
I used to travel a lot to compete. Especially, I think I traveled to more places when I was a swimmer because we get to go for so many games and it's paid for and all that. And jiu-jitsu, it only honestly just picked up. But I mean, I still traveled to places that I've never been before. As kids, we were very privileged to go to the US every end of year.
Ah,
It was to ski. So skiing was actually like my winter sport as a kid. I loved skiing. I would say like America used to be my favorite, but it's quite like after coming back from there, it was quite chaos. Like we don't realize as Singaporeans, we don't realize how privileged we are. Like safety, so important. Like we are really, really very, very sheltered here. Yeah. So yeah, but I love traveling. Just that I need to find my new favorite place now.
oh no.
Yeah. It used to be San Francisco.
You're talking about traveling?
Yeah.
I personally don't like to travel much. I'm more of
Oh
like
my God.
I'm like
Homebody.
Why?
yeah, more of like a homebody. I like as she mentioned, it's more of me liking first of all, my personality is that I don't like to try new things. I like to stick to
Routine.
I still like to stick to the old things. It's sort of because, as you mentioned, I came to realize that it's because Singapore is such a safe place. I like this as a safe haven, and I'm just so free to do what I want. I'm more of a night owl, so sometimes I just like to take a walk in the night, and just I'm involved in a lot of nightlife. So being able to just freely walk out of a bar drunk
Yeah,
is
it's-
actually really such a huge privilege.
Yeah.
Yeah. Safe also, yeah.
How about yourself, Tina?
Traveling.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love traveling, but like since COVID, I haven't really been to that many places. Just because I have a dog, so like I don't really want to leave him alone. It's hard to travel when you have a dog.
Correct.
Yeah, but actually before moving to Singapore, I was in America for 5 years. So I love America, and I mean like I was in Boston, but I would say my favorite country is Japan. Yeah, there's so many good foods there, and
Oh, sushi.
everything so convenient, and yeah, shopping is really great there. Yeah, just a lot of things to do there.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I can't wait to go.
What about you, man? What about you?
Me?
Yeah.
I've been to a few countries only at best. So, based on my experience, I've been to like maybe three countries: Malaysia, Thailand, and Taiwan, and Sydney.
I've never been to Taiwan. I've been wanting
Australia.
to go. I've been telling Tina that I've been wanting to go to
Oh,
Taiwan.
you got to bring her around. Bring them around.
I heard they're opening up the
Yeah.
everything like probably October onwards.
I had my worst food poisoning in Taiwan.
Oh,
The food markets.
Crap.
Yeah, I tried this Mongolian food. Then, wow, that's it.
Why do you try Mongolian food in Taiwan?
I've never had Mongolian food there.
I've been to Mongolia.
Oh,
I don't like Mongolian food.
I say, as an athlete, do you like to actually exercise, or do you enjoy exercising, or
Yeah,
You do.
I think because again, I was in sports so young, like I never known a life without exercising and without fitness and health and all that, because my whole entire household, like my family, we are all awake by 4 a.m. Because back when I was a swimmer, swimming training starts at 5:30.
But the water is like so cold.
Yeah. Yeah, so I grew up with like being in the water at like 4 a.m. So my whole household is like awake by 4 a.m. My mom has to prepare to bring us to swimming lessons, and then while they're waiting for us to finish swimming training, my mom and dad go work out, So we're a pretty active, healthy lifestyle living family. So for me now, like being older and an adult, I just love working out because it's kind of like how I get the good, what do you call that? Like dopamine and all that.
Endorphins and stuff,
Endorphins, yeah, that's the word. Yeah, endorphins in and all that. And it helps me, it sets the tone to my day.
Right.
I always say that, yeah, it
So
sets the tone to my day.
Always in the morning, exercise in the morning.
Sometimes and sometimes at night, because sometimes I have training now, so
Oh.
I have to. And that's how I actually burn out. Like I feel that I on my off days I have to work out too, because that's how I feel good about myself and like productive and all that. And I can literally do nothing all day. Once I work out, I feel productive.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, so it literally like again sets the tone to my day. And the problem is when I work out imagine I'm training every single day, like maybe 2-3 times 4 times a day sometimes, and on my off day is literally the day for me to relax and I go and train. Not train, but like let's say I go for a spin class, which is as intense,
Wow, very intense.
because yoga is just not for me. It's just too slow. Yeah, so it's I burn out really easily because I'm like, okay, I actually don't exactly get the rest that I need. So now it's just all about finding the balance in like, which is also really also frustrating, because you're like, when you're finding a balance, when you're trying things out, sometimes things just don't work out, and you just have to be okay with that. So again, right, when I was brought up, black and white is all I know. So now I'm learning how to be in the gray
Yeah,
areas,
correct.
which is something actually really simple to a normal human being, like someone who has not had my experiences with mental health and all that. Being in these situations would be okay. Like for example, my sister, she'll be like, okay, if I can't work out today, then so be it, But for me, it's like, oh, it actually affects the way I live and how I feel about myself. Yeah. Yeah. So now it's just more finding the balance.
What's your favorite workout?
Yeah, I did Muay Thai, but I'm like very beginners. And then I guess my favorite workout is like going for Akil's class.
So her boyfriend owns a gym, a strength conditioning gym. So he was actually a strength conditioning coach at Evolve, and then he went to start his own thing. And so now, like, I go to his strength conditioning gym for strength conditioning, and he specializes in like training athletes, and basically he started off with training people in the martial arts scene. Yeah. So if you guys heard of 1FC, fighters from Evolve there trained under him last time. Yeah. So that's how we met also. It's literally like the whole Evolve gang.
Right.
Yeah. So now she trains under him. Yeah. So
Awesome.
yeah. So I mean I enjoy too. So I guess you would say your favorite workouts hit, right?
Yeah, I mean like
Right.
weights.
Weights.
Yeah,
Strength conditioning.
but
All right.
I love doing like anything sporty as well. Like I love swimming too. Yeah, badminton, running, everything, but just not jiu-jitsu.
Okay, I wouldn't say like my favorite workout is jiu-jitsu because like for me, I classify workout and training differently. You know, like workout is a place that I go because for me, jiu-jitsu now is like my job. It's like my career. You know, so training is training, workout is workout. For me, my favorite workout is at the moment strength conditioning and also spinning. Yeah,
Right.
I feel like it's like my outlet. So yeah.
I'm not a sporty person. I don't play sports.
Esports.
I think esports. I think because it's also like how you mentioned earlier, like when you're a child, right? Like your parents.
Groom's a bad word, sorry.
Okay, you could say like how their lifestyle kind of like affects you as well. You know, if they're not sporty, then you won't be sporty.
Yeah.
But I like strength conditioning. I love doing deadlifts. I love it.
Where do you go for workout?
I don't do it anymore actually. There was one period that really like I feel like workout has really changed me for that 1 month lah.
Yeah.
Okay, just a very short month, but for that 1 month I decided that hey man, I just gonna go follow this routine and exercise. So I stay in the east and I northeast. Then I travel 1 hour every day to Bedok just to exercise. Not every day, alternate days. Once the 1 month was over, I felt so good. I don't know why. I just
But you didn't carry on with it.
no money already. Like expensive.
Yeah. Health is expensive.
Competing at the higher level, I'm definitely not able to resonate with you on a global scale or a national scale. However, I once again, as I talked about, my passion turned into sort of depression, and I was wondering like, has any point of time, jiu-jitsu? I know swimming was a need, but jiu-jitsu is a want. With regards to jiu-jitsu being a want, has it at any point of time caused you to have any like bad mental health experiences?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Right now. Yeah. So again, because like I was when I was talking about like how I moved from swimming to jiu-jitsu and how I found it and everything. Because I have all these underlying childhood traumas and issues that I basically blanket over with jiu-jitsu, it kind of all the I guess issues that I faced in swimming got brought over when I started competing in jiu-jitsu. So obviously when you reach a certain level, there are going to be expectations from outside, and not only outside, myself. And when my parents no longer there to parent me in a sport, I be my own parent and I end up behaving like my own mom to myself. And it's something that I wasn't aware about until like my therapist was like, hey, you are literally being your mom to yourself. Just that because you don't have your mom doing that to you now, you're doing that to yourself because that's the only thing you know that will get you to the highest level in the sport. That's the only thing you were taught, and that's the only thing you experience. So that's instantly your mind goes to like, okay, in order for me to excel, I have to have these high expectations. And whatever I like, you would think that okay, I wouldn't put myself through the same thing again, but like naturally I fell back into it. And because I covered it with jiu-jitsu, all the problems started popping up as I started excelling in jiu-jitsu, whether it's the insecurities, just feeling not good enough. And just like you, jiu-jitsu slowly turned into a pain, depression, because I felt that I was just not good enough, and no matter what I do, even if my coach tell me that okay, I've trained enough for today, like enough is enough, I felt like I was just not doing enough, and I think I trained too hard to the point where like I'm completely burnt out. and it's quite hard to handle burnouts when you're a professional athlete.
Exactly.
Like, how do you even like? You
Yeah.
can't be like, okay, I'm just gonna take a break.
Yeah,
for
who
a
says you
year.
can take a break?
Yes.
Yeah, like what is even a break, you know? And even if you take a break, you feel really guilty. You're like,
Yeah.
should I even be taking a break? Like, am I doing myself justice? And because there's so many people you have to answer to,
Yeah.
not just yourself. And I mean, yourself is really a heck of a lot, you know, especially for myself, because I hold such high expectations of myself. And again, that's how I function. Like, that was how I was brought up. But I think the biggest thing for me is also acknowledging that I've been hard on myself and trying to find ways to make that easier. I think learning how to be kind to yourself is really, for me, it's something that is so easy but yet so hard. Learning to be kind to yourself. And I would say, like, now I'm in one of the phases in my life where jiu-jitsu is my love, but it's also tiring. You know, it's very tiring having to keep up a certain level. And I think that comes from expectations on the outside, not just on the inside. We are always expected to upkeep this level of performance that is it like even real? You know, like, how do you expect athletes to have that tip top?
all the time.
And I feel like it comes from also, maybe for me personally, I've never I guess been in situations where the public was like, how can you lose, and all that. I've never personally been through that, even though, like, I say that to myself.
Yeah.
You know, but I've witnessed my friends, you know, who are also elite athletes, go through it. I mean, I'm not gonna name names,
Yeah.
but you know, like, it's just so common, and they themselves are in the limelight, and the public just talk and talk and talk and talk, and like, it just scares you. And I mean, if it scares me, can you imagine all the young athletes coming up who wants to be the best in their sport too, and then they start second guessing themselves. It's like, do I actually really want to excel in my sport? Because this is what will happen if, like, I fall short. You know, if I don't do well in my sport, like, this is what happens.
Right.
Like, do I even want to go to that level anymore? Yeah. So, I think what's really important is, like, the self-confession part where, first of all, I think silencing out the outside noise is very difficult, but we have to learn it, you know. But at the same time, it's also important for our community, since we're so small, you know, to understand that, yeah, we are all these great things, you know, we excel and all that, but we are also human, and we have our downs in life.
Right.
Yeah. So, like, for me, it's a really funny thing where you see fans and they're like cheering us on when we're winning, and then when we lose, then we turn around and there's no one behind us.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really sad to see that. Really, really very sad. Yeah.
Tina, have you, if you are willing to share, have any mental health experiences yourself? Like,
I don't think
it's up to you if you want to share. Like, no worries.
insecurities or
I would say I've grown up being super insecure because I mentioned that I have 3 siblings, right? So, but I think I was always the ugliest in my house.
Oh, don't say
Subjective,
that.
guys.
That's
Subjective.
crazy.
Subjective.
You know, when she told me that story, I
Read
was
that in the
like,
comments.
Really.
I was like,
No, I mean both of my sisters are very pretty, and my brother is quite good looking as well. But I was a very ugly kid.
no.
Nope. Nope.
So, like,
Okay, but yes.
No, so, like, whenever we visit, like, relatives or, like, just meeting my family's friends, they would always compliment, oh, my sisters are so pretty, but no one ever complimented me.
Right, guys. Sorry. I'm just gonna stop you right there. Like, it seems that everything, right, stems from the sort of external, like, just not us, right? So what I mean by this is, from the get-go, we have your mom, and then we have your coach. Your coach is the one that sort of made you guys compare yourself on the weighing scale every single day with your peers. And then now we have your relatives, right? It seems that everything stems from the external world, and it's just so ridiculous that now it has shaped you subconsciously into being who you are. You know, you mentioned how you want to change, sort of like being kind to yourself, but at the same time you have this competitive spirit to you, and it's just shaped from young, right? and I just find it ridiculous that the people around us is what shapes us to who we are today. Although, we can't really change it, but sort of, yeah, I just realized that, and it's just so sad, I feel.
It's like the environment around you since the young
childhood.
is very important.
Yeah.
And that's why, again, like why I'm so passionate about being there for these youth at risk kids, for the young ones, being that hope, that beacon of hope for them, because I didn't have that at a young age, and I know how important that is. Yeah, even like, as adults, like eventually you're gonna be a mom and all that. Like it scares the shit out of me. Like I don't want to make the same mistakes. Like, and you don't, because as a child you've been through all that. Like for me, I've been through all that. I don't want my own kid to go through that also. So like, am I like, I mean, this is like few years down the road, like long time, but like it's so scary to be responsible. You want to be the perfect parent. Like I can just imagine myself wanting to be that perfect parent. But then at the same time, if I'm so focused on being the perfect parent, then how do I show that it's okay to be vulnerable and make mistakes too? But at the same time, you don't want to make mistakes that screw up your child's life.
Yeah.
And then they blame you forever. That kind of thing. So it's just
Dilemma.
Yeah, it's dilemma, right?
At the same time, I'm sure your mom was trying to be the perfect parent anyway,
Yes.
right?
She is, yeah.
You may try to be the perfect parent in the future, but you may miss the things that your kid wants, which is pretty much what your mom missed as well. And
Yes.
so, on that line, disregarding the fact that we probably can't change the external world, when it comes to like our parents or something like that. But what are both of your advice to people who can only change the things about themselves? So for example, in a perfect world, what do you think is something that you would change about yourself? Because currently you mentioned how maybe you can't change your competitiveness, and that leads to your sort of depression a fair bit. It contributes to that. So what in a perfect world would you think is some advice you would give yourself, or some things you would change about yourself that you wish you could have?
Okay, I think how I would answer that question is firstly, back to that point on self-empowerment. You can't fix an issue until, first of all, you acknowledge it and you're aware of it. And one thing I would do differently, something that I am really working on in doing differently, is being kinder to myself. I think it's easier said than done, just being kind to yourself, self-care, all that. It's easier said than done, but it's a journey. It's not a destination. I think I always viewed mental health as, I want to be better. It's like a
Right,
destination. I
right.
want to reach there.
Right.
Once I reach there, all's good.
Yeah.
Life is gonna be
Yeah.
perfect. Because I'm constantly chasing for that perfection, right? I want my life to have like everything is good, like there's no ups and downs and all that. I want it to be like linear. But I mean, the fact of the matter is that don't exist at all in reality, right? So it's just more of like loving yourself through all the experiences that you go through, good or bad.
Exactly.
Everything around you can change, right? Like, all the external environment, everything around you can change, and you can't control that. But one thing you can control is how you choose to approach the situation that you're given, how you choose to approach the life that you're in, the decisions that you make, how you treat yourself. I think that's something that is within your control, and it's all about perspectives. Yeah, so it begins with you. Yeah.
Powerful. Thanks. Tina?
Yeah, so what's one thing I would do differently is because I mentioned like I am a very insecure person and I am still am a little bit, but I've been working on it. So I think something I would do to change that is self-love. So
Yeah.
like just don't care about what other people think of you, and just don't let others affect you. Just love yourself and learn to appreciate whatever you're going through, and then just work on yourself and just so
I think it's much easier said than done for the audience. But on that note, insecurities itself sort of enable you to be a better person, because you feel so insecure about yourself. Once again, you keep looking in the mirror, you want to have this perfect image of yourself, and that sort of at the same time makes you want to work on yourself. That is a good thing in itself as well. When not too intense, like when it comes to the insecurity. But yeah,
I feel like it's a double-edged sword, honestly, because I feel for me, insecurities have kept me humble.
yeah.
You know, like I would never ever think that, oh, okay, I reached here already. I got everything. I'm the best. Yeah. Insecurities, because I always feel like I'm not good enough. But also, I mean, if you, again, right, perspectives, if you look at it from the positive side
Yeah.
of things, it has pushed me to constantly work hard, to have what I have today, and to have more, you know, to want more out of life and to achieve the best version, whatever that may look like, of myself, you know? So, like, it's all about perspective, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's without good, there's no bad, right?
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Yeah.
How about you, Fabian?
Me?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Great.
Great. All right, guys. We don't have much time left, so it's the end of our episode. Do remember to follow Ouioats. That's Ouioats. Yep. Follow our social media, and see you guys in the next episode. Bye.
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 Cheers. Cheers.
Eating an orange, going to training until like maybe snack time, but